Hello guys, Supper Toad Productions here, and today we have...
Dorothy Fahn.
So, for the viewers that don't know you, who are you?
I'm voice actor Dorothy Fahn. You might know me as Meryl from Trigun, Conan from Naruto, Mercedes from Fire Emblem, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
So out of all the roles you've done over the long amount of time you've been voice acting, what's your favorite, if you can pick one?
Uh, you know, it's really hard to pick. It's hard to choose because I love like all the roles I played, but I think Meryl from Trigun is my favorite. Um, because at the time she was closest to me as a person, which, is kind of wacky if you think about it, but I really related to her, as a character and me as a person. So she was super fun to play.
Definitely, I haven't seen that one, so...
Uh, what's your favorite?
My favorite's Chihiro from Danganronpa,
Oh,
because
fantastic.
I've
Yeah.
been working on, as you can see, I like Danganronpa, I have Danganronpa stuff in the back.
Nice.
Um, I like interview game developers and stuff. So a character
Ooh.
that's a programmer is just so cool.
Yeah. That's super
Um,
fun.
so
Yeah, Chihiro turned out to be really popular with people. I was so happy.
definitely for sure. So on topic of Danganronpa, how did you get approached to do voice acting for Danganronpa?
Um, I had worked with that company on Fire Emblem before for Fire Emblem Three Houses and Three Hopes and Heroes. And so they knew me, they had worked with me before. And so when they had auditions for Danganronpa, they brought me in for that. And that was so cool. Because I not only got to play Chihiro, but also Sayaka and then Tsumugi in V3. So that was amazing.
And if I'm not wrong, in the first one you also do Makoto's mom for like one line.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that.
I completely forgot about it until I looked at like your IMDb and I saw that listed. And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow. Okay. Yeah.
that's an interesting one. Um,
Well, I mean, they just like gave me that because I play so many moms in anime and games and whatever. So it's like, okay, you do the mom line. That's fine.
yeah, because you're I think you're the only Danganronpa voice actor that plays two characters in the same game.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's kind
Because
of an on. I like that.
yeah,
I mean, one of them's not around for very long, but yeah,
neither of them are really around for very long
I know.
in the
Oh my
first one.
God. Yeah.
So out of the major Danganronpa characters that you play, so like Chihiro, Sayaka, and Samugi, which
Mhm.
is your favorite out of the three to play?
Well, I think Sayako's fun because she was just a fun character. Chihiro, I loved because the director and the people at the studio wanted to make sure we found a voice that was kind of riding that line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that was great. That was a challenge to play that character to make sure that, they sounded like however they sounded. And it's fun to play a character who has a secret. I knew that Chihiro had a big fat secret, but Sumugi was also really fun because I didn't know. I don't know if
yeah,
you played through that.
I have. I've played
No,
through
no
all the games.
spoilers,
I've seen
no
all the
spoilers,
yeah.
but she also has a big fat secret that I did not know going in. I recorded the whole game till we get to the end, and then I'm like, what? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
because when I the thing is I played the first two. I played the
Mhm.
first or well, I didn't play the first Danganronpa game. I watched the anime because somebody had
Okay.
recommended it to me. When I was 9 years old,
Wow.
and
Okay.
me and my dad binged it and we loved it. Then we played the
Nice.
second game, which I played completely blind. Which I don't know if you've played the second game. You don't play any characters in it,
No.
so. But there's that one has like the most twists and turns, And then I
Okay.
played the third one, which somebody completely spoiled everything besides that bit, like all the deaths, but besides that
Ah,
big twist in the end. So when
oh
that
God.
happened, I got that, and I was like, that like shell shocked me. It was
Yeah.
so crazy.
Me too. I'm like, oh my God, all this time, you never told me. But yeah, so I mean, it's really hard to pick. They were all fun.
So, an interesting question. If they were
Yeah.
to do a fourth Danganronpa game,
Yeah.
would you do voice acting for it if they approached you?
Of course. Oh my God. Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love to do another Danganronpa, but of course, it's like if you are asked to audition, that's the only way you get in. So,
Yeah. I think they should have you. If they do a
well,
female protagonist, they should have you play her.
yay. I hope they do. My God, that'd be so much fun. I'd love to do it again.
They should do a Danganronpa 4. I think
Yeah,
even with the ending of the third one, as long
I know.
they some sort of interesting twist though, I think they
Mhm.
could do. Something that
There's always something.
switches it up.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to become a voice actor?
Um, okay. Like you said, I've been doing this for many, many years. And me and my husband Tom Fahn, who is Agumon in Digimon and a million other things. But we were drama students at Cal State Long Beach, theater majors, because we wanted to do on camera and I wanted to do stage acting. And that's the thing. There was no anime to pursue back then. There was no anime. There was nothing. There was no Crunchyroll. There was no Toonami. There was nothing. The only anime that we had ever seen was Kimba the White Lion and Speed Racer. And we didn't even know that they were anime, you know. So it wasn't something we were inspired to do or to pursue because it kind of almost didn't exist. When it started in the very beginning, like the 90s coming, like waves started coming in, it dropped in our lap. A friend of ours was working for a producer for some what they called Japanimation back then. They didn't even call it anime. Um, was looking for actors to, voice the stuff in English. And he's like, "You guys are actors, right? You do that stuff. Would you be interested in, you know, doing these voices on these Japanese cartoons?" And we're like, "Yeah, sounds fun. Sure, whatever." Thinking it's this one-time thing, but it ended up being more and more and more and more and more and more. Suddenly, that was all we were doing. That that became the thing. So the inspiration for becoming a voice actor was having it drop in my lap.
So, when it comes to people that want to do acting or voice acting, where do you
Mhm.
recommend they start?
Uh, Wherever they are, if they want to become a voice actor, I encourage them to take an acting class, not specifically a voice acting class. I feel like it's better to start with just basis as an actor. Learn all that stuff first and then take a voice acting class. Um, I mean, there are people who just, naturally can do that. They can go right into a voice acting class and be successful at that. But other people, they need to learn more. I think it's just better to start from the ground up, and it really does open you up and give you creativity. People get stuck. I do a thing at conventions sometimes where I have people come up and I'll direct them. It's like, you want to be a voice actor? Let's give it a try. And some people are great at it right off the bat, and I'll give them some direction and it's great. And it was like fantastic. And other people, they don't know what they're doing, and I try to give them direction and they don't know how to take direction. So it's like we need to start with acting class. That's the best way to go.
Definitely, for sure. I've
Yeah.
only interviewed, I think, one other voice actor,
Hmm.
um, and he's extremely talented, Paul Hikari.
Okay.
Um, and he's not been in too much big stuff, but he was in Garten, the video game Garten of Banban, which
Okay.
it got pretty big last year.
Yeah.
Um, and he was really nice, and he was very, very talented.
Yeah.
Um,
there are great people out there. Yeah.
Definitely.
The pool of talent has become an ocean. There's so many talented people out there.
100%.
Yeah.
So, a request I have, is there any chance you could do like catchphrases for some of the Danganronpa characters you've played?
Oh, I don't, it's hard because um you do the voice and you do it for a while, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Now you're done. Then you don't really do it ever again. So a lot of times I don't even remember exactly what it sounded like. I mean, there are some that are very different characters that I did, like Conan is very different. So I know that she's lower. She's like that. She's very serious. Um, or like Lilymon in Digimon. She's kind of more like this. Lower cannon. They're different. But when there are like levels of difference that aren't huge, sometimes I feel like I can't get it right if people ask me to do it and I don't want to not get it right. You
Yeah.
know?
So, so is there? So this is the that was the last question I had. So
Oh,
the question I have now is there anything you'd like to tell the viewers before the interview's over?
um, hey viewers, how you doing? Um, I just want to say somebody had a cameo request from me recently, and they were feeling depressed or whatever, and they wanted a pep talk. And so I gave them a little pep talk, and one of the things that I quoted was from Back to the Future,
Awesome
where it
movie.
says, yeah, oh my God, it's one of my all-time favorite movies. Um, where Marty says, if you put your mind to anything, you can do it, right? So basically it's like don't give up. If you have a dream to do something, you should really pursue it. And as an actor who's like been around for years and years, you have to make friends with rejection. You have to get used to that if you want to pursue acting or anything really, and you have to be able to just, okay, moving on to the next thing. And it's hard. It is hard at first, especially when you haven't done a lot and you have something you really, really want to get. And if you don't get it, it can be heartbreaking if you really, have your heart set on it too much. Um, it should be, I think the goal should be to do your best job at that audition, and that should be the goal, to do the best job you can. And don't think about, oh, I really want this, I really want this, oh, I hope I get this. If I don't get this, blah 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 blah, because you're going to be in the wrong headspace, baby. I, I've booked things uh that I literally was sure I was not going to get. I'm just like, there's no freaking way. No, sorry. There's so many other people who would probably be really great for this. And then I booked it. And I think it's because I was so relaxed, thinking there's no way I'm going to get this seriously, that I went in and I was completely free and creative and just gave it my best and then walked out of there like, okay, I think I'm going to go get a milkshake or whatever. So, yeah, don't give up. Keep pursuing it. Don't marry yourself to one gig because you know what? I was pursuing an on-stage career and an on-camera career when voiceover dropped into my lap. I was on this path that I loved, that I thought I was going to pursue forever. And suddenly, this other path came out of nowhere, and now this is my new path. Be open to a new path. It might be totally great.
100%. And the one thing I have to say to add on to that,
Yeah,
confidence is key.
yeah.
I started doing interviews. I guess technically I did two interviews
Mhm.
like 2 years ago. I did
Okay.
like two one-off ones. But
Mhm.
in February of this year I started doing it. And I just got on a roll, and
Yeah.
now we're on season 2 of doing interviews. You're episode 1 of season
Woohoo.
2. We're in a new room as well. This is
Nice.
all fresh. And I've just my key to doing it is just sending out those emails, doing it, like having
Mhm.
confidence, setting up dates and
Yeah.
times. You just
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Yeah. Well, and you also got to know that you might not get a yes every time.
Yeah.
You know, you will get some yeses. You will get some no's. You will get some crickets.
I've
Okay.
gotten yes. The I was so shocked I got a yes from you. It made me so happy. Like I think the day I got that the reply, I like freaked out. Um and it was just so it was so awesome
Nice.
cuz
Excellent.
I have a lot of the people I've interviewed, I've
Mm,
been fans of their work for like since I was like 10 years old. So it's
yeah.
like just so
Nice.
crazy to talk to these people. Um and
Yeah,
it's
it's super
just
fun.
like
So what do you want to do?
video game development is like
That
my
is
goal and
great.
passion.
Yeah.
Um I'm kind of balancing two different projects right now.
Hmm.
Um and I've like learned coding. I've learned a lot of other essential skills for that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm kind of just setting it up so I can make games as a hobby and then and do coding as a job. So I
That's
can
like awesome. If you can do
yeah.
that, if you love that, that could be like major. That could be really
And
great.
most of the people I've interviewed are video game developers, like independent ones. So
Mhm.
I've pretty much just gotten like a ton of people that know what they're doing that
Yeah.
have like helped me throughout this.
Oh,
So
of
it's just so
course.
cool.
Yeah. Great advice. You can get great advice from them. Uh, yeah, I know people, friends of, kids' friends who are in college, and and a couple of them are in game development classes, majors in college.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing that that's a thing now.
Another
Well,
thing is
yeah,
nobody should ever be scared to like reach out to, people who they think are like famous. Like these people are just people like
yeah.
everybody who's watching this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I when I first started doing this, I was so like, oh no, what are they gonna think of this and that and this and that? Like, but no, they're just people.
Yeah.
Like they're just
People
and
who
it's so
happen to
awesome.
do this for a job. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
it's just so crazy.
this is the other thing I wanted to say. When we're at conventions too, me and Tom especially, when we do panels together, we do the thing where we direct you and all that stuff. It's really fun. But we also want anyone out there who is looking for a career in voiceover to yes, take acting class, yes, take voice acting class, yes, take singing because that will help your range and it'll teach you how to breathe. But also there's a website put together by the voice actor D. Bradley Baker, who's like prolific. And he's put together this website called I want to be a voice actor.com. And the thing is amazing. If you want to be a voice actor, literally go to that website. I want to be a voice actor.com. It tells you where to start if you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, so much. It's a wealth of information. Super, super best place to start um, for everything, for classes, for demos, for advice, for everything. Yeah. So go there, people. Check it out. D. Bradley Baker's website.
So I think you've answered all the questions. So
Okay.
the interview is completed. So everybody who's watching, thank you so much, and thank you, Dorothy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.